Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is gonna be a little different, but not really. So favorite videos, monthly favorites videos are one of my favorites to watch and also to film. I just love them. I think they're just so casual and just chatty, and I love it. However, the way my situation is set up right now, I'm not using too much makeup off camera. Mostly if I'm buying makeup, it's to do a video about it. So I figured instead of doing a favorites video where I literally just talk about all the products that you guys have already seen reviews on, I would do kind of like a monthly roundup, which is basically the same idea, but I'm basically just gonna pull all of the products that I've used this month, whether it's on camera, off camera, whatever, and just give my final thoughts on them. So even if you've seen a review or first impression, anything, I'm just gonna give my final thoughts in this video, and that'll be the end of that topic. So I hope you guys like today's video. Let me know down below if you like this kind of like different way to go about it. I know it's basically a favorites video, but I'm just kind of coming at it with a different thought process, if that makes sense. So anyways, if you want to see the products that I basically have used this month and my final thoughts on them, then let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's talk about brushes first, because I used the new BH Cosmetics Marble Luxe brush set this month, and I was so impressed. So these are the two like biggest powder brushes. I didn't want to pull all of them out because it's like a 10-piece set, but these are just so freaking soft. I love BH Cosmetics brushes. Like from now on, these are the number ones that I'll be recommending people, because these are really soft, but they're really hefty in their own kind of lightweight way. They don't feel cheap, they don't feel like they're gonna fall apart, but they feel really nice, and I was really impressed. Along with that, I also picked up the V2 brush, which was not part of the set, but it's just one of the regular brushes. I've been using this for blush, and it is the perfect blush brush. It's just so fluffy, and it's like slightly tapered but not really, and it sits so perfectly on your cheek, and it just gives such a beautiful light wash of blush. It's perfect. I'm obsessed with this brush for blush. I also have found that I have not done an eye look without using those marble brushes in my looks. These are my three main ones, and they're perfect. They're so easy to use, and they get the job done really well. And I'm not exactly a eyeshadow master, so anything that makes it easier for me is A+ in my book. So moving on from there, I've got another brush which I've actually talked about before. This is the Real Techniques Instapop cheek brush. Now I bought this for a cheek brush, obviously, and I used it for blush for a really long time, and I did like it. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. However, recently I started blending out my under eye concealer with it, and it's so amazing. Like, I have always been terrified of using brushes for my under eye concealer because I have really dry under eyes, and they're very textured, and they're a hot mess, and it's very easy for them to look crazy. But this is amazing. I started using this after I saw a video from somebody. I'll link her down below. I just found like 6 new channels the other day, and I was like binging all of them, so I'm not sure which one it was, but I'll find it and link it down below. It was totally random that she mentioned it, but it wasn't even this brush, but it just got me thinking about using a brush for my under eye concealer, and hers looked beautiful, so I decided to pull out, and I started using it, and it's amazing. You use a lot less product, you keep the coverage, which sponges usually take most of your coverage away, and it just blends out so easily. But this brush in particular I love. It's that perfect shape for the under eye, and it can really blend it out. It doesn't make it look streaky or anything. It's really nice. I've really been enjoying doing this. Okay, so moving right along into makeup, I have a couple eyeshadow palettes that I've been trying out this month. So the first one is the BH Cosmetics Neutrals palette. I don't know how to say it. It's their 26 color shadow and blush palette. It's the new one. They have an older one that's more of like a deeper, slightly cool toned, but this is their new one in the white packaging, and it's very like bright and springy and pink and corally, and it's gorgeous. As soon as I saw it online, I knew I wanted to have it. So I picked it up. I've been using this month, and I have mixed feelings about it. So the mattes in here are beautiful. Like, they blend out so easily. They're so soft and just, they're really easy. I have it on my eyes today, which I don't know if you guys can even see it, but like, they just blend together so beautifully. It's insane. The mattes are beautiful. However, the shimmers are not my favorite. They aren't quite as intense as I would want them to be. Some are more intense, some aren't, but they have so much fallout with them. Even when I like pack them on the lid with my finger or a wet brush, my under eye is just covered in immediate glitter fallout. It's such a bitch. And I mean, sometimes I'm fine with doing my makeup first, but if I'm just doing like a really basic look like this, with just a little shimmer on the lid, I don't think that far ahead, and I need something that's a little more foolproof than this. But the mattes are beautiful. So this bottom row here is technically blushes. However, I personally don't love them as blushes. They are really, really, really pigmented, very dusty, and they blend out, but it takes a little more work than I would want them to do. So they're not my favorite for blushes, but eyeshadows, beautiful. I used 3 of these for eyeshadows today, and they blend out just so beautifully. So the other eyeshadow palette that I have is the Alamar Cosmetics Reina del Caribe palette. I still don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. This palette is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The shimmers are out of this world, just like pigmented and gorgeous. Some of the shades have a little more grit than I expected, but I don't find it to affect them in any way. The mattes are really beautiful. They blend out so easily. The only one that I have a little problem with is this brown. I find that it does what most browns do for me, which is just, it gets a little patchy and a little hard to work with. My outer corner just, it's usually a hot mess, and most browns just don't work for me. The only brown that I've really found that works is in the Natasha Denona Sunset palette, which is stupidly expensive. So I expect it, but I just wanted to mention it. This one, I don't know, it's a little, they're all fairly powdery, and the way this one works, it tends to get a little patchy if you don't go in really, really light, slow layers. It tends to get a little patchy, which I'm a little beastie with my eyeshadow, and I just want to like dig in and put it on and get it done. So I'm not the biggest fan of shadow formulas that like take a lot of time and effort to blend and add on to it and all of that. But this palette, it really is beautiful, and I'm fine with working it for that one shade because it really is the only one that I have that issue with. All the others are amazing. So really, really highly recommend this. It's beautiful, plus it's a woman-owned brand. She's like celebrating her Cuban culture. I love Gabby, she's fantastic, so I love supporting her. So keeping with the trend of makeup, I don't even know, there's so much. Okay, let me talk about this because I don't really even need to talk about it. Covergirl Matte Made Foundation, love it. It's fantastic. It's what I'm wearing right now. It's amazing. I did pick up the new lightest shade. If y'all saw my haul that I did last week, I talked about it in there. This is the lightest shade. This is L10. I previously had L20, which, don't get me wrong, was a fine shade. It was just, it's like this one's really yellow, the next one's really pink, and then L20 is very neutral, but it still leans a little pink. And so I just found that it came across very pink on me because I am very warm toned, and my face just looked a little redder than I would want it to, which means blush and bronzer just look crazy on me, and it wasn't my favorite. So I picked up L10, which is the perfect shade match for me. I am obsessed with it. It's so good. So a few other foundations that I've tried this month were some stick foundations. So the first one is the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. Now, I was actually going to do an entire video on this line because they came out with blushes and bronzers and this foundation, or no, blushes and highlighters in this foundation stick form, as well as the foundation. So I was going to do a whole video on the line and test them out and everything, but I ended up buying the foundation first just because I could get it off of Amazon before it launched on Ulta's website. And as soon as I tried it, I scrapped that entire idea because if the blush and highlighter were anything like this formula, I was going to hate them. This foundation stick is awful. Like, straight up awful. It is, first of all, the shade 401 Ivory. It looks like it'd be a pretty good shade match for me in the tube, but putting it on, it's like very, very, very pink and at least 2 shades darker than me. So when I put it on, I just look crazy. It's an awful shade for me, but it looks like it would match me. It's very odd. It looks even worse on me because like my hand is a lot tanner than my neck. So compared to like my neck, this shade is like 4 shades too dark for me. But beyond the color of it, the formula is just, it's bad. It's such a thick matte formula that it's almost impossible to blend out. I tried this so many different ways. I tried it with brushes, with my sponge, I put an oil with it. It's so thick and hard to blend out. It makes it really, really difficult. You have to put on a lot because wherever you put it, it doesn't budge that much from it, so you end up looking really patchy if you don't put it all over in an even layer. But then it's just like you've got way too much foundation on, so it's not great. It just looked so matte. My face was so tight when I was wearing this. Awful. Absolutely awful. I don't think I would recommend this to anyone because I just don't think the formula is worth the pain that it takes to get it to where it is, because it is very, very matte to the point where it's tight and heavy and itchy and just, it was so bad. Can you tell I don't like it? So the other stick foundation that I used was the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation. I hate this product. Again, I don't know why I keep buying stick foundations. I know they're not going to work for me, and I'm hanging on by a thread to not buy the new Maybelline one. I know I'm going to at some point, but I'm trying to force myself to not, but it's not working. But anyways, I don't like this product. I can see some people like this product. The difference with this one is the L'Oreal one, I can't see anyone liking this product. It's just that bad. The Makeup Revolution one, I can actually see some people liking this. People with really oily skin, maybe, but then I've seen reviews from oily people that said that it just doesn't last for them because it's too creamy. So maybe if you have like normal skin, if you don't have super dry skin, if you don't have really oily skin, you might really like this because it is very creamy and emollient, but it dries down to like a powder matte finish. But it sits so weirdly on top of my skin. It grabs onto every little bit of dry skin that I have. It found dry skin that I couldn't even see on my skin. Like, normally I can see my dry patches, you know, it happens. But it like almost created dry patches. It was very odd, very bad, and I got really, really, really greasy by the end of the day wearing this, which is interesting because I have dry skin. I don't usually get greasy by the end of the day, but this just, like on my cheeks and my forehead and my chin, like basically just my T-zone, I was like shining like a disco ball. Like, you can go back and watch the end of the night portion of my review on this, which I will link down below. I'll link any corresponding videos I have, by the way, for these products. But I was so shiny in that video, which is funny because like when I looked in the mirror, it didn't look that bad, but it was just like bouncing off of this light. I looked so shiny and greasy and just gross. I have another video where I tried to use this with an oil that day, and it looked so bad. I'll find that one and link it down below as well in case you want to see how awful it looked with an oil added to it. I could definitely see someone liking this. It's just not my cup of tea. So the next product that I've been testing out is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Omega Bronzer. This is the one that they brought out for their summer coconut collection, or relaunched for their summer coconut collection. It smells really, really nice. It smells very suntan lotion-y. So this is this massive, massive compact bronzer that is $50, which is just so expensive. It's really nice. It's massive. It's the size of your hand. It's really heavy duty. It's got really nice like silver detail. The clasp is really nice and everything. The shade is gorgeous. It's just a really nice bronzer that's not too cool tone, not too warm tone. It's just a really nice shade for lighter skin tones. It's fantastic. Most people in like the darker range, you're not going to be able to use this. If you're like medium to deep, this is going to be a no-go for you probably. But lighter skin tone, this is almost a perfect shade. I don't think I have any complaints about this product besides the price. So I would say if you're interested in this bronzer, get it. If you love bronzer and you know you're going to use this a lot, get it. If you're waffling, I don't know if you need it. There's really nice bronzers at the drugstore. You know, the Physicians Formula one is really nice. The Hard Candy Fox in a Box is really nice. Even higher end, but less high end than Marc Jacobs, have really nice ones. The Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer is beautiful. There's a lot of options at the lower price points that's not $50 for bronzer, because it's very unnecessary unless you want it. You know, I'm not going to tell you that you need it because it is just a bronzer, but if you're interested in it, I'm not going to tell you not to get it because it is beautiful and I am really happy that I have it. So I have been using it every single day and I love it. So let's talk about some products that I didn't love so much, shall we? So this is the DLS blush, which apparently stands for Dirty Little Secret Cosmetics. I did not know that. I've never heard of this brand. This blush came in like an empty bag or something. This is in the shade Kitty Pink. I was really excited to have it because it's like that orangey, peachy shade that I've really been into lately. This blush is just very odd to me. It's very powdery and like soft, but it's like when you go to put it on your cheek, there's no pigment. It's very odd, and it almost turns more of like a cool toned pink when you put it on. Like the swatch I have on my hand right now is like a cool toned pink. It's very weird. I'm really not a fan of this. Every time I would reach for this, I'd put it on and just be like, wait, where's my blush? I don't see anything on my face. And then I would go in with the next product I'm going to talk about because it does nothing. So really was not a fan of this. The pigment is just not there, and it's just too powdery. It doesn't make sense. Usually very powdery blushes are very pigmented, but this isn't. So because that one didn't work out, I've been reaching for the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Powder Blush in Peach Primrose lately, and I really like it. I don't know if it's amazing. I'm not going to say this is the best drugstore blush I've ever tried. There are a lot of drugstore blushes out there that are amazing. I don't know that you need to pay $10 for them, but it's really nice. I'm going to be doing a Flower Beauty like full brand review video coming soon. I don't know how soon, but soon. But I did want to go ahead and mention this because I have been using it a lot this month, and I do really like it. I think it's a great shade. I don't know that this particular brand is necessarily worth the price tag of it, especially with how little product you get. You get 0.21 of an ounce. And I want to mention real quickly the Milani blushes, which are also $10. You get 0.60 of an ounce. So a shit ton more product. You get a like nicer compact. It's a massive size difference, and it's the same price. and I'm pretty sure Milani has a peach version of this blush. So I just want to mention that I do really like it. I like the color mostly. I just don't think they're really worth the $10, you know? Okay, so the last product that I did not love, actually didn't like in any way, shape, or form, is the Schmidt's Bergamot and Lime Natural Deodorant. So this says that it helps neutralize odor and absorbs wetness. So I know this is not supposed to be like an antiperspirant, but it does say that it's supposed to absorb wetness, and it does not whatsoever. I do really like the smell. When I first apply it, it smells really, really nice. I do like it. However, as I kind of like go through my day and I sweat a little bit, I'm very sweaty. Let me put that out there. I am very, very sweaty. So something like this, it's just, but anyways, as it mixes with like my pH balance and all of that, it just gets a little musty and just a little, just musty. I don't love the smell of it once it's like mixed with my body heat and all that. It just gets a little, it makes me feel like I need to reapply. It makes me feel stinky. Also, I feel wet as soon as I apply it. Like, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll put this on, and like 5 minutes later, my armpits are like soaking wet, even if I haven't left the house, which I don't sweat that much in the house. It's just when I'm out in the like 110-degree weather, you know, with like 70% or whatever the hell it is, precipitation? No. Humidity. It is very humid outside, and it's very hot outside, and when I go out there, I sweat, obviously. But when I'm inside, I don't sweat that much, so I shouldn't be wet 5 minutes after applying this, but I am. It's a no-go for me. I used this for about a week, and I hated every minute of it. It was so bad. So I've since gone back to my old faithful, the the Dove something. If you want to know, I'll link it down below. It's fantastic. It's like a very like nice dry powder finish that just works really well. I will say I do like the fact that this has baking soda in it because it makes it very scrubby. So I feel like after a long time of using this, you would have really, really soft armpits if you can get through using it, if you're not very sweaty or you don't stink when you sweat, which I know some people like really don't sweat or they don't have a lot of like body odor. I just do, you know, jeans, all that. Plus, you know, I eat a lot of junk food, which usually gets sweated out of your system and gross smells. That was unnecessary. I am so sorry for that image y'all just got of me. Okay, so I have a couple skincare products and then we will wrap this video up. So the first one I want to talk about is like my favorite thing. I've been using this for like a year now. What is wrong with my voice? Oh my god. So I've been using this for like a year now. I just kept forgetting to mention it because it's not a part of my like everyday skincare routine. But I wanted to mention it because I've been using it a lot this month. So this is the Ordinary Salicylic Acid 2% solution. I love this. This is my best friend. I pull this out anytime my skin is just freaking out, basically. Usually that time of the month, I get a lot of hormonal breakouts down here. Right now, oh, I had something else to mention. I'll mention it in a second. Right now, I've been combating a lot of texture and breakouts due to the next product I'm going to mention. And this is just, it really helps to dry everything up. It's a chemical exfoliant type of situation, so it really can dig down into your pores and just scrub everything out without actually having to like exfoliate your skin. I love this product so much. I also really love using it on my body, so like on my thighs where I get a lot of ingrown hairs and like my chub rub situation. I love using this on that because it really just helps dig in there and get it all out, and it helps just clear it up really quickly. So I love that. This is my best friend, and it's just such a go-to for me. It used to be on Sephora, but it's not anymore. They left Sephora. I don't know why. But you can buy it on Beautylish, and I've heard some like rumors that they might be coming to Ulta, which would be very exciting. So just wanted to mention that this is my best friend. Plus it's like $5, which is, fantastic. So the next product that I forgot to pull out, so I'm just gonna put a picture of it on the screen and talk about it. The Drunk Elephant TLC Night Framboos Night Serum. Framboos Night Serum. The one in the little pink bottle. I got that in a set because I love their marula oil. So I got the little like travel set of that. So I've been trying out the serum, and that product just breaks me out so badly. It's so bad. I always know when a product is breaking me out because my normal acne is under the skin closed comedones. It's what I deal with. It's very textury, it sucks, but it's not like on top of the skin whiteheads or anything. So I know when a product is breaking me out when I start getting actual like whiteheads that come above the skin. That's my one clue that I get that something's breaking me out. So I started using that product, the Drunk Elephant product again, because I had previously tried it like last fall, and I couldn't really tell if it was doing anything because I was already battling a lot of acne and it was just a hot mess. So I want to try it again, and it breaks me out so bad. I just can't use it. I found that a lot of Drunk Elephant products actually break me out. I don't know what that's about, but my skin does not like that. One, it's very drying. Two, it breaks me out. It's a hot mess on my dry skin. So just wanted to mention that did not work out for me. I will not be using that ever again. But also this product is what I've been using to fix that issue that I had because of the Drunk Elephant product. So 2 more products. They're both masks actually. So the first one is the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. So I've had this for a few months in my collection and I never really touched it, but I finally pulled it out again. And it's funny, I've used this like 5 or 6 times and there's barely a dent in here because you need the tiniest amount. It smells so just relaxing. It smells like nighttime for me now at this point. It's this really cool like gel water mask that you put on. It kind of like dries and you go to sleep, and then you wake up and your face is just so hydrated and plump and delicious. I love this product. It really does help my dry skin. It really just helps plump it up and make it feel really luxurious. But I have a couple things to say about it. So the first one is when this dries, it gets very tight, which scared me when I first used it because I was like, crap, this is gonna be so dry. My face is gonna be like cracked and in pain tomorrow. Like it gets very tight on your skin, kind of like a clay mask, which really freaked me out. But by the next morning, that tightness has completely disappeared and you're left feeling very hydrated. So don't be freaked out about that. Also, it stays a little sticky. So if you're like a side sleeper like me and you like to like I sleep like this, I put my arm underneath my face and like this is like on my cheek. And it's gonna transfer around, so I usually have to like make sure the blanket is like between my arm and my face to make sure that I don't get all sticky on my arm because that just grosses me out. But just be aware of that. It does stay a little sticky, and if you like touch it, it kind of like warms up to your touch and like re-emolliates. Is that a word? Re-emolliates? I don't think it is, but it becomes emollient again. So just be aware that you don't want to be touching your face at all, and if you can, definitely sleep on your back when using this. Also, you have to wash this off in the morning. Or with this one, it's like it leaves a film on your skin that when you wake up, if you like go to wash your face, or if you just like, if you're like me and you want to be a little lazy and you just want to jump right into putting on your like moisturizer and whatnot, that film like warms up again, like I said, and it re-emolliates, which I know. It just kind of like breaks down again. It becomes very slippery on your skin, so you have to wash it off in the morning. It's just not an option to not do that. So the last item that I want to talk about is the L'Oreal Pure Clay Mask. I talked about these before. I used to swear by the black one, which I still definitely do. That one's amazing. It's great for detoxifying and pulling out gunk in your pores and whatnot. However, this one is the pink one. So this is the Exfoliate and Refine Clay Mask. Sorry, I'm just reading it off my phone here. So this, on their Ulta webpage, it says that it is a supercharged pure clay mask enhanced with red algae extract to exfoliate and refine your skin in just 10 minutes. So it's like a clay mask, but it doesn't really dry down like a clay mask usually would. Like, this stays very thick and whipped on your skin. But it's got these tiny little beads in there that help to like exfoliate dead skin away, and this is just amazing. This feels so nice on the skin. It's very like tingly and cooling, and then when you're like getting ready to rub it off, it just, you feel like you're really doing something good for your skin when you're like exfoliating with this. I love this. I've again used it like 3 or 4 times, and I've made a sizable dent in it. I'll say that. There's definitely a good like crater in there, but I just love this product because it's not like a brightening mask or something like that. I don't have to use it all over the place. I can kind of target it to where I need, which is usually this area for me. This is like my trouble zone where I have a lot of clogged pores and a lot of issues. So so that's where I usually target this. I just put a nice layer right here on my cheeks and my jawline, and then I just let it do its thing, and it's so nice. It's very relaxing to let it kind of dry onto your skin and get all tingly, and you feel like you're in a spa, really. It's really nice. Okay, so those are all the products that I had to talk about today. I hope you guys liked today's video and this like full roundup of the month. Let me know what products you guys have been loving this month. If there's anything that you hated that I need to steer clear of, definitely let me know of that as well, because I don't like wasting money just like anybody else. So other than that, I hope you guys will subscribe, check out some of my other videos before you leave, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!